Tired of the spin? Are you ready to hear the hard-hitting truth in a comprehensive, conservative, and principled fashion? Point Blank on Super FM 93.3 brings you all the news you need to know. Real conversations, real news, and one-on-one interviews with some of the most intriguing names in Rivers State, South Nigeria, and the country today. Unbiased analysis the way you wish still existed.
They're damaging the economy of the country. I'm not bothered about whether federal government is supporting us or not. Because if you cannot protect the lives of your people, then there's no governance.
From the news that dominates the headlines to the important topics below the fold, left, right, and center busts the opinion bubbles and echo chambers with genuine discussion and real talk.
Out of $500 million that President Goodluck Jonathan borrowed for Kano, Abuja, Kaduna. At the time I was speaking, we were paid over 100-something million out of the $500 million.
Tune into Point Blank with Shegun Awolabi every Saturdays 8:15 a.m. on Super 93.3 FM. Point Blank, civilized yet provocative.
Hello and good morning to you. This is Super 93.3 FM Port Harcourt, and you're listening to Point Blank. Point Blank is a news and current affairs program airs on the station Saturdays. On Point Blank, we're bringing those who matter to the studio, and also we look at issues dispassionately. And this is one program where you can get the true facts and all sides of the story, unbiased analyses of news and current affairs events in Rivers State and beyond Rivers State. And on Point Blank, every Saturday, we look at the issues just the way they are, and also we try to get your contribution and your views in joining us in analysis of the issues. Thank you so much for joining us, and welcome to Point Blank today. I am Shegun Awolabi. You will recall that in June this year, the Rivers State Governor, Ezenwa Nyesom Wike, approved the payment of gratuity and death benefits of retired civil servants in Rivers State. The pronouncement by the Rivers State Governor, contained in a statement issued by the Rivers State Pension Board, was commended following years of agitation for payment of pensioners in Rivers State. And the government statement on pension payment explained that payments will be done in batches and will commence with those who had retired up to June 2014. Weeks after the pronouncement of the Rivers State Governor, Ezenwa Nyesom Wike, on Point Blank this morning, we are asking, is government walking the talk? What has been achieved in the payment of pensions of retired civil servants in Rivers State? What about the allegations that some civil servants are demanding to be bribed before the civil servants are paid their pensions? How true are the analyses? What are the facts and what are the lies? On Point Blank this morning, we'll be doing a deep analysis of that. Later on the show, we'll be having joining us a prominent Niger Delta activist. You recall the federal government recently declared emergency following oil theft in oil communities in the Niger Delta region. And recently, there is a call on the Rivers State Governor, Ezenwa Nyesom Wike, to explain to oil-bearing communities how Rivers State government has spent 13% derivation that accrued to its government under its administration. We'll be looking deep into all of that and also the call. Once again, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Point Blank, coming to you from Super 93.3 FM Port Harcourt.
Tired of the lies? Tired of the spin? Are you ready to hear the hard-hitting truth in a comprehensive, conservative, and principled fashion? Point Blank on Super FM 93.3 brings you all the news you need to know. Real conversations, real news, and one-on-one interviews with some of the most intriguing names in Rivers State, South Nigeria, and the country today. Unbiased analysis the way you wish still existed.
They're damaging the economy of the country. I'm not bothered about whether federal government is supporting us or not. Because if you cannot protect the lives of your people, then there's no governance.
From the news that dominates the headlines to the important topics below the fold, left, right, and center busts the opinion bubbles and echo chambers with genuine discussion and real talk.
Out of $500 million that President Goodluck Jonathan borrowed for Kano, Abuja, Kaduna. At the time I was speaking, we were paid over 100-something million out of the $500 million.
Tune into Point Blank with Shegun Awolabi every Saturdays 8:15 a.m. on Super 93.3 FM. Point Blank, civilized yet provocative.
Once again, thank you so much for staying with us. You're listening to Super 93.3 FM Port Harcourt, and this is Point Blank. Now, don't forget, you can download the mobile application of Super FM on Play Store, Super FM Global, and also listen to all our shows live. Download the mobile application on Play Store, Super FM Global, and you can listen to all our programs everywhere in the world and participate. Now, you can follow all of our discussion right here on Point Blank. On Facebook, it is Super 93.3 FM. On Twitter, it is Super FM 933. In Instagram, Super FM 933. And we're also live on Facebook. You can watch this program live on Facebook on Super FM PH. So, in June this year, when Governor Ezewan Yesawike announced the payment of gratuity and death benefit of retired civil servants in Rivers State, that pronouncement by Governor Wike was greeted with so much commendation. However, weeks after the commencement of that, there are issues. And one of the issues is allegations that the process is ridiculously slow. There are also allegations that pensioners are being asked to pay some amount of money to participate or get their pensions. How true are these allegations? And again, are pensioners still having trusts in the words of the Rivers State Governor that pension and gratuity of retired civil servants will be paid? And joining us this morning for a discussion on this is the coordinator, Rivers State Civil Service Pensioners since 2012 to date, Lucky Ati. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Ati Lucky. Thank you so much.
Good morning, Shegun. Good morning, listeners.
So let us begin. What is the status of that process promised by the Rivers State Governor?
Yeah, as you've said, the governor made that pronouncement through the DG Pensions Board. And the verification started on the 15th of June, as pronounced by government. Now, the initial listing was for those that retired between 2012 to June 2014. But when we got there, it was a different ball game, because there were people that had issues 2005, 2006, 2009, up to that period. And so the crowd was so much, because government, they were not anticipating for that kind of a crowd. They were thinking it's just those that retired between 2012 and 2014 that they will be seen. So it was a different ball game. It started as government said, but the takeoff wasn't that smooth.
So again, when you talk about poor takeoff, so is government now doing anything to at least ensure that the promises are fulfilled? Now, this present government has very limited time to stay in office. So is anything being done by your own perception to correct the anomaly?
Yeah. Because even the following day, the situation came under control.
Okay.
And then I would not say government is not doing anything, because considering the silence that the pensioners went through, and when this thing came, we were happy. Everybody was, they came out in their numbers. So I wouldn't say that the process has not started. It has started, as I said. It is ongoing, and the beauty of the whole thing is the verification is on, and those that has been verified, some persons has also received their checks.
Again, when you say the process has started, because the allegation or the complaint we have is that the process is slow. Those started, but it is slow. So talk to us. What is the slowness in the process that's making your members complain?
Well, the pensioners, most of them, they are elderly.
Okay.
And so when they came initially, they came in that large number. And so the government, like I said, they were not very so prepared for that kind of large number. And so when they reorganized the whole thing, the thing became smoother somehow, because canopies were brought in, so many chairs brought in, so that if you come, you sit comfortably. And then they called number of persons to go in. When you get into the hall, the Ministry of Justice, the process in the hall is not much.
Okay.
It's not much. You don't spend much time. 30, 40 minutes, you are done.
Okay.
And so that was okay. They tried in that aspect. They tried in that aspect.
And that's fantastic, and that is also commendable to the Rivers State government. But again, the issue that it seems as though, and that is coming from the part of some pensioners, that the money made available by government is so little compared to what they're expecting.
Yeah, and that is an appeal, because we are appealing to government. The releases that they are releasing to the pensions board, the Ministry of Finance, to take care of these things, I think it is not enough.
When you say it's not enough, what exactly do you mean by that?
Yeah, because you know there has been bad luck for the past 7 years, and so this thing has run into several billions of naira, and so from what we are told that they are releasing, it's just like a drop of water in an ocean, kind of. So it is not enough, and we are appealing, because one of the reasons why you are seeing this desperation, you are hearing about people asking people to bring money and all that, is because the money that is there is not enough. It's not enough. And so if I want to come into that, I don't know whether we're ready for that now, because this allegation.
Yes, because it's also a very important component we have to discuss this morning, because we have received complaints by several people that retirees are being asked by officials of the ministry to pay money before they could get their check. Are you sure of that? Have you confirmed that?
Yeah, I have also heard it as leader of the group. I have also heard it, but there are three things that is causing that allegation.
Tell us.
Now, the first is we, the pensioners, because everybody that is in the civil service knows the day he is going to retire. And ordinarily, you are supposed to apply for your retirement at least 6 months before the date of retirement. But most of us don't do it. They will only realize that they are retired when their salary is stopped. And at that point, that is when they will begin to apply to the Civil Service Commission, and this later will pass through your ministry to the Civil Service Commission, for Civil Service Commission to issue you letter of retirement. And so most of them, they retire and then they go back to their homes and stay. And so you now begin to see the concept of pension contractors. Because there are persons that goes around to retired persons. Oh, I can handle this, I can do this, I can do this. And so from the very first application for retirement, you are contracting somebody to do it. Somebody that has worked in the civil service for 35 years. Most of them, if you ask them where establishment is, they don't know. Because they contracted these things out. And when it gets to the point of payment, they begin to say, Ministry of Finance people said you should pay so and so amount. And because they've not been part of the process, they don't know what is going on, they accept. That is one of the issues that is causing this thing. We, the pensioners, we are part of the issue. Then the desperation. Why is the desperation there? The desperation is there because everybody is aware that the money that they are releasing is not enough. That is the part of government. The money that they are releasing is not enough, and everybody to be paid. That is it. So they go there. Most times it's not even the finance staff. I'm not exonerating them. I am not exonerating them, but I'm trying to build it to where the staffs are saying bring money. We are so desperate because we are aware we've suffered for this long, and everybody wants this money to handle one issue or the other that is bothering them. And so they go there. My brother, if you can put my name, anything you talk, I will do. That kind of situation. They give room, we give room to the officers in the ministry to begin to get into this kind of negotiation. So I am advising we pensioners, let us be patient with the process. Because before this thing started, we agreed with government that these things is going to be followed sequentially. As you retire, that is how they will be paying.
But again, I'm very sorry because I know you still have a third reason why pensioners are being made or asked to pay some money. But again, the system itself, the organization itself, don't you think the reason why your members are opened to offering bribes to this official is because they feel that, well, the system is not properly organized?
Well, that is part of the thing I would have, because why government is still a problem in all this. When you go for biometric, the biometric captures everything about you. The day you are employed, the day you leave the civil service, what is your terminal benefit, all those things are there.
Okay.
And so if government eliminates this file system, this old arcade system, you must go through file, you must do this and that. That is where this thing is coming from. So if they eliminate this filing system, somebody looking for file, if you get to that place and see the number of files that are there, and you see those that are sorting the files out, you will see the labor that they are going through. So if government can do away with that, when you've done biometric records everything about you. Every document that you need has been downloaded, has been uploaded into the system. So it is there. Everything about you is there. So if they can start from there and say, okay, there is no need for you to come in for anything. We have everything about you. This is the way we want to pay. And then you are home, comfortably at your home, and then you get a lot.
So you are saying now that there is poor synchronization of the system, that there should be an automation of the system.
There should be an automation of the system. Because, just like I said, everybody, like when we did our ID card,
Okay.
you will look on the screen, you will see the date that you will retire. And so from that point, there is nothing that you need to go and do there again. If the system is computerized, you don't need to go there for any other thing again. You don't need to have contact with anybody again. Mm-hmm. Everything about you, your account number, your phone number, everything is captured there.
But you see, again, I'm interested in what you said earlier and the fact that the money released by government is too small, because government, in its circular, said it will commence payment with those who had retired up to June 2014. So government should have known what the accruals and what the total amount should be. So why should the money released by government be small? And how did you know that the money released by government is small?
I know because ordinarily, after verification, the next day or the next few weeks, you are supposed to get your check.
And you don't get it?
People are not getting it. People are getting it, but it is not as we had wanted.
So the percentage of those getting it is small. Is that what you're saying?
The percentage of those that are getting it is not up to 50% of those that has been verified.
And that's a very critical issue, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
You're listening to Point Blank, and we're speaking to Artie Loki. Artie Loki is the coordinator of the Rivers State Civil Service Pensioners 2012 till dates. Now we're looking at the issue of payment of gratuity and benefits to pensioners. The Rivers State government had promised in June that it would commence the payment of gratuity and death benefit to retired civil servants in the state, and the pronouncement by the governor in a statement issued by the Rivers State Pension Board was greeted with applause from all quarters. However, weeks down the pronouncement, there are issues. Issue of slowness of the process, issue of poor synchronization of the process, allegations that monies made available by government is not available for the payment of the pension, issues that many of the pensioners who are given checks have not even received their money, and also allegations that some officials of the ministry are asking to be bribed before the pensioners are given their checks. Why are we getting to this level? And what is responsible? And how true are all of these allegations? We're speaking to Lucky Artie about that. And don't forget, you can also be part of all of this discussion this morning. And the number to call to participate, 0705 079 1021, as well as 081 174 3102. And those are the numbers. Again, I'll repeat the numbers for you to join us. And the numbers are 0705 079 1021 and 081 174 31021. Now, if you're on WhatsApp, you can send us a text message on WhatsApp or do us a voice note, a 45 seconds voice note on WhatsApp. Send it to 0905 9481 Again, you can send us voice notes on WhatsApp on 0905 9481 Are you a pensioner in River State? Now, tell us, what is the situation of the payment of your gratuity? We'd like to hear from you. We'll just take 2 calls, and we'll be taking some messages on social media. Hello, good morning, and thank you so much for joining us. This is Point Blank. Hello. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Yes, somebody should go on.
Thank you so much for joining us. What's your name and where are you calling from, sir?
My name is Hope Gwelo. I'm calling you from Gori.
Hope Gwelo, good morning.
Yes. Shego, you see, the issue is not really about the pensioners. I think after working for 35 years, you were not even supposed to grant anybody to get what is due to you. It is the system itself that is faulty, that is giving room to all of this. What I will advise the government to do is to take the result that your program is producing for them now. That rather than going through the normal manual base, they should go to digital, so that our fathers, our grandmothers that are successfully worked for 35 years will not be going through this nonsense. Thank you so very much again.
Well, thank you so much, and we'll take another call. Hello, good morning, and thank you for joining us. This is Point Blank.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Yes. As retirees, we are not supposed to suffer in this state. We have used our youthful years to work for the government. So the government should know that in every year, every month, there must be that set of civil servants that will be retired and get prepared to pay them their benefits, and not to allow these old men and old women to suffer. They are men and women that have worked for this government. So I'm appealing that the government should do something to see that retirees are being paid on time and when due, and not to now get suffered at the end of their retirement year. Please.
Well, thank you so much, Mene Yegewan and Mukwana Pashida. And let's come back to Mr. Lokiata. We did say we'll take the first 2 calls. And again, the last callers, 2 callers said, well, it's so strange that government does not even have a system in place that would ensure that they know the date and time of retirees and plan for the retirees. Are you also surprised by that?
I won't say government don't have.
Okay.
They have. The data is there. But I think it is the political will that is not there to do away with the old system. Because one of the things that is slowing down this payment now is when you retire, after getting your letter of retirement from the Civil Service Commission, it goes through another process. You go to establishment. In the establishment, they will do a computation of what they are supposed to pay, and then they will send it to finance. When it gets to finance will open a file. It will go through a process. From finance, it will go to the office of the Auditor General. From the office of the Auditor General, it will come back to finance, where you will go again with your particular show everything. Then they will give you a clearance letter. It is with the clearance letter that the pension office will now input you in the system.
So you're talking about the bureaucracy here?
Yeah, the bureaucracy is there. The bureaucracy is there. And so most people now that are even supposed to be paid, after our agitation, the system became a little bit different. Before this time, before you will be enrolled on payroll to get your monthly pension, you must have gone through this process. But government changed the plan. Oh, there is no need keeping these people to suffer. When you finish, when you retire, you've gotten your letter of retirement, even without going through all this process, they will ask you to open an account, you go for biometric, and then they will place you on monthly pension. Now, most people, after being placed on monthly pension, they forgot to go back to complete this process.
But should they go back? Having done the biometrics, biometrics should be properly automated.
That is what we are appealing to government to do away with. Because you've done a biometric, and that biometric, everything about you everything about you. From the very first day you started your employment to the last day, every information that government needs is there. You provide it after the biometric.
Now, let us go back to these issues that officials are demanding for bribe. You've said, well, you heard it, and you said 3 reasons that are available. Now, could you just tell us the third reason which you feel is reason for that?
Well, the third reason, I have said we, the pensioners, we are part of the problem.
Okay.
Pensioners, we are part of the problem because we don't do what we are supposed to do. Still, the pensioner, there is this desperation. The desperation is as a result that government is not doing what they are supposed to do. They are not bringing enough money. Well, we are thanking government because we stayed for 7-8 years and nothing was said. We had nothing about this thing until this time that they made pronouncement, and that pronouncement was backed by action, and those that are receiving the check, it is backed up by cash.
But again, you also said to us that, though you've not told us the third reason, you also said to us that many of your members are beginning to feel, well, perhaps the pronouncement is political.
Yeah, it is political because ordinary, like the verification was done in batches. There are still other batches that are still.
How many batches are still left?
Now they are through with those that retired in 2015 now.
Okay.
Those that retired in 2016, which from information that is available to me, they will be starting by next week. That of 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2021, and even those have retired this year. So these batches are still there. And so because from June till this time, they are still on 2015. That is why people
From June till now, still on 2015?
Yeah. They just finished 2015.
Wow.
They've just finished 2015. Because like I told you when I started,
yes,
government were thinking it is only 2012 to 2014. But like in River State, there are different categories of almost every pensioner in the state, the older pensioners, the new pensioners. They have one issues or the other.
You know, Lokiati, I would want for you, I don't know if you have that statistics, to give us maybe in terms of figure, what the number of people they've dealt with, which is under 2015, and the numbers remaining from 2016 to 2022. I just want you to take your time on that because we'll go back to the telephone lines and we have a lot of people joining us. You're listening to Point Blank, coming to you from Super 93.3 FM, and we're speaking to Artie Loki, who is the coordinator of Civil Servant Pensioners in River State 2012 till now. And we're looking at the pronouncement made by the River State government to commence the payment of pension and benefit and gratuity and death benefit to retired civil servants. And we're asking this morning, is the River State government walking the talk? Haven't made that promise? What has been achieved? And good morning to you. This is Point Blank.
Good morning, Chairman.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes, my name is Chief Comrade Ayembri.
Thank you so much for joining us, Chief Briggs.
Yes, and also good morning to our guests in the studio.
Good morning,
yes,
Comrade Briggs.
Yes, thank you. Shegu, I don't know how we get to this point that an elder statesmen and women, after getting retired, they will not have their gratuity for a decade. Some of them have gone to a decade as I speak with you right now. And sometimes the head of service, Rufus, could come out to the public domain to tell people that people have been receiving their gratuity. People have been receiving their gratuity. The truth is that we are politicizing almost everything in our society today. It ought not to be so. The government should be held accountable. When you play with an elder statesman and women like this, what should be the repercussion? That is what we should be able to look out for. Now, let them set a timeline. It's not by deceiving the people. Maybe when they pay 1-2 people, they stop the payment, they will say they've been paying gratuity. That shouldn't take place in this context. So what I want to talk now, if the executive governor or the head of service will hear me, they should be able to set up a timeline from so year to so year. By this time, they should be able to have their gratuity. If not, for me, the pensioners should be able to go to court and let them stop River State allocation. River State belongs to all of us.
Look how our fathers and our mothers are dying. They cannot take care of their children's financial obligation. And some of them died untimely because of not receiving their gratuity. Segun, I don't think it's a good thing for us. Thank you and God bless you.
Well, thank you so much, Briggs, and let's take this one. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us, Point Blank.
Yeah, good morning, my brother Segun.
Good morning.
Segun, my name is Good News. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Good news. Good morning.
Thank you, Segun. And the brother in the studio, I greet you fundamentally.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Segun. If you see, the people say, if you don't have something in your mouth, don't put your mouth as if there is something in your mouth. Don't keep your mouth swelling as if something in your mouth. Yeah, as people will ask you, what happened to your mouth? What am I trying to say? The government of PDP, the government of Nyesom Wike, has not been sincere with the issue of pension and gratuity. You remember recently, the deputy governor of River State, in a program, said they are not owing any gratuity or any pension. And people, the workers shouted, okay, in the labor meeting, the labor day, the workers shouted, ooh. Now, they have made various promises. They have good commissioners, people who think, but I think they have a tie. Now, they're coming up again to tell us that they want to pay gratuities. And they're saying from 2014 to 2015. What happened since this year? They've been in government. The election is by the corner. They are coming now to say that you are paying gratuity, you are paying pension, you're not owing. Who are we deceiving?
All right. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Good news. But again, let us correct something very, very clearly. You recall that what government said is that the payments will be done in batches, and government also said that it will commence with those who had retired up to June 2014. And Lucky Archie here in the studio is confirming to us that yes, the process has commenced. Yes, some people have received their checks. However, it is quite slow. The process is challenged, and he said, well, it seems to them, pensioners, that the money made available for the payment of pension is not even enough to the money required. And those are the issues we're looking at. And so I'm just going to take two more calls before we go to the studio. Hello, good morning, and thank you for joining us. This is Point Blank. All right, we lost that one. Good morning. This is Point Blank.
Good morning, sir. My name is Samuel.
Samuel, good morning.
Good morning, and good morning to the gentleman in the studio.
Good morning, my brother.
Yes. He has still to tell Rivers people that the money that was allocated to pay the pensioners in badges were selected in the sense that some of them who had money, they paid below 5 million. So even if your name falls within the categories of pensioners where they are supposed to pay, because your money is more than what the required amount that they were given to pay, they are not paid. So some of them who have their money more than 5 million, they didn't get anything.
Okay.
That is exactly what happened.
All right, Samuel, thank you so much for that fact, and we'll be confirming that with Lucky Archie. Thank you so much. We quite appreciate it. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning, and thank you so much for joining us. This is Point Blank.
Good morning, Segun.
Good morning,
My
sir.
name is Meshach, and good morning to your guests.
Meshach, good morning.
Good morning, Meshach.
Yeah, I must commend your guest for his continued effort to ensure that his colleagues get their dues from the government, having served so much. I want to ask your guests for certain clarifications. We know that, I don't know if some of those challenges, which he has also mentioned, include these ones I want to ask. We know that not too long ago, about 2 years or so, thereabout, the Rivers State House of Assembly passed a law or a bill harmonizing regards to pensions in Rivers State. Why that? What was there a challenge? Why did it come? I also know that the pensions were harmonized, those that were not captured initially and all that. Issue of also contribution pension fund administrators, than the challenges where I also kind of also know that there were matters in court before now against the state government and even the contributory pension fund administrators. So all these things also not contribute to the delay as to why this thing has to also, the payment also delay up to this point. We recall that the 2010 up to this moment is not just one administration. So I think that I want to know what really was some of these teething challenges that now have been harmonized, that this process now is starting this moment. But finally, I want to also call on the River State government. Like your guest has said, and some other callers have also mentioned, I think they need to release more so that some certain persons can actually be, so much persons can actually be covered in these tranches, because there's a lot of suspicion that is going on. Unfortunately, it all boils down because the money that was released may not be enough to cut off to everybody. And so a lot of persons may be trying to see how they can get favors, in order to be, be part of those that will be paid initially. So some of these things can also pose a challenge to those who are actually handling the process.
Fantastic, thank you. And we'll take one more call. Hello, good morning, and thank you so much for joining us. This is Point Blank.
Yeah, Shegun, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to your guests in the studio. My name is J.H. and I'm calling you from Port Harcourt.
J.H., good morning.
Good morning,
I think what ought to be and what is happening and the past are not the same right now. And I want to also commend your guests for speaking out the truth. Because we are used to the narrative of, for 4 years, for 20 years, they've not paid pensioners. Now that you have come out, because you are at the forefront of fighting this whole thing, to say, look, they are paying, but the process is slow, right? I think it's a good one for you to for you to have come out with the truth. But there are also people that said the death benefit stuff they have not gotten. For me, I knew how I go about my father's payment as at that time, going through probate, going through judiciary, and all those put together. And there are also some people within your folks whose guardian or parents died some times ago, and instead of them to bring the death report and begin to process the whole thing, they got ATM card and was collecting the pension that was paid every month. So what do you think should happen to those people? And conclusively, for the payment, I think the appeal from me is that we should appeal that the process is speed up so that everybody will have breakfast at the end of the day. Thank you very much.
Well, yes, thank you so much, JJ. And that's a very interesting one. Now, we'll just look at some who have sent us voice notes, and we've received about 1 or 2 voice notes, and we'll quickly play back that. And don't forget, you can also send us your voice notes. Send it to our WhatsApp number, 0905 9481021, and make it 45 seconds voice notes. Let's listen to this.
Good morning, Shegu Owolabi.
Good morning.
And the coordinator in the I want to ask, my name, first of all, my name is Prosper. I'm calling from Port Harcourt. What about the local government pensioner and gratuity? Thank you. I want to hear the information of that.
All right. Thank you so much, Prosper. And that's quite interesting. Now, we'll be taking more voice notes later. But again, if you just tune in, you're listening to Point Blank coming to you from Super 93.3 FM Port Harcourt. You'll recall that in June this year, the Rivers State Governor pronounced that payment of gratuity and death benefit to retired civil servants in the state will commence. And according to the Rivers State Government, these payments will commence in batches and will be with those who had retired up to June 2014. And on Point Blank this morning, we're asking, is government walking the talk? And we have with us in the studio Ati Loki, who is the coordinator of the Rivers State Civil Service Pensioners 2012 to date. Lucky Ati is with us in the studio. Lucky Ati, those confirm that yes, the process has begun, but it is ridiculously slow. Lucky Ati also said to us on the show this morning that the money released by the Rivers State government seems not to be enough for the batches of pensioners to be paid. And again, they are allegations that some officials in government are demanding money for the payment of pensioners. He said, yes, it is true, but there are factors responsible for that, and we're talking more on all of that. Once again, thank you so much for staying with us, Lucky Ati on Point Blank.
Thank
now,
you.
Let us quickly go to that comment made by one of the callers, and he said, those whose money are 5 million and above are not paid. How true is that?
Shegun, I cannot give a categorical answer because ordinarily, the pensioners, if they have issues like that, at least they should get back to me. I should know.
Okay.
There is nobody that's received that check that has told me I have been paid and underpaid. So I cannot be on air and say, oh, they are not paying all that you are due. No. Because I don't have the fact. If I have the fact, I can confront government. Where is this man's money is 8 million and you are paying him 3 million? But nobody has come to me. Mm-hmm. It is just as you are hearing that I'm hearing. I've not gotten that.
And again, what about the issue of those who are to collect death benefit? Because we realize that's a very difficult process.
Yeah, the issue of death benefit is also ongoing. Now, it's just like JJ said, some beneficiaries of this thing, they don't go through the process. Probate, there's this letter of administration that they must get. And so what they are doing now is they are allowing the Ministry of Justice to handle that part of this thing. So every time that they brings money every month, a portion of that money goes to Ministry of Justice. Ministry of Justice, for now, they have paid over 80 beneficiaries. So Ministry of Justice is handling that. Because why Ministry of Justice? Now, you know, there are some families that are polygamous. Mm-hmm. And so somebody can come to claim, and then tomorrow issues will come. So when you bring your letter of administration, they will now begin to ask questions and bring the family together. When they have done their interview, they now pay. So payment of death benefit is also it's ongoing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's ongoing.
So what about the local government retirees?
The local government retirees, I think I made to understand that after this time they will call them.
When?
I don't know exactly, but they will call them. Because
but again, isn't this supposed to also be part of the process? Shouldn't it be mainstreamed into the part of the process?
No, they are mainstream into it. They are mainstream into it because the new pension law in the state, the new pension laws brings everybody, local government and state civil service into one pensions board. And so now, because of the value, in the local government, they were paying these things before until 2015 or thereabout, or 2019 thereabout, when the new law came into effect. And so they now begin to file behind as the mainstream is doing. So they were paying, so they don't have a lot of this large number. So they are feeling, okay, let us do away with this large number, then bring them in. I've been told there have been meetings. They've started meetings with the pension board, their own union and pension board. I think they are beginning to talk. They've started talking, and very soon they will call them.
You know, Mishak has a very interesting story, and so there are some matters in court concerning pension. So again, now that you have confirmed that the Rivers State government has commenced the process of payments, what is the situation with the matters in court? Are you also willing to appeal to your members to vacate these matters in court?
Shegun, I'm not aware of any matter that is in court.
Okay.
I'm not aware of any matter that is in court. Like Mishak, yeah. Now this thing got to the point where we are now because of the contributory pension law.
Okay.
You know that law was the federal government. It was in 2004, and it was demonstrated here in Rivers State in 2012. And after that, that government then did not do the needful, and so the scheme suffered. And that was why we retired and stayed for over 4 years without being paid, because there was no way. The law provides that the pensioners' contribution, the government contribution, and your accrued benefits should be in an account with the pension fund administrators. If those three components if they are not there, you don't have access to that money. And so we cried and cried and cried until government saw reason with us and amended the law. They amended the law, and that amendment now brought us to the old scheme, the defined pension scheme. So part of the problem that we are having now is that contributory pension law that was domesticated in the state in 2012 without adequate funding. That was part of that was the problem.
Okay.
So after the amendment of this law, it was now extended to up to 31st May 2022. And so that take away so many persons, including our own batch, into the defined pension scheme. And so from July 2015 up to June 2019, which is a space of about 4 years, nothing was happening, and people were retiring every day. People were retiring every day into several thousands.
And again, these thousands of people who are now waiting to receive their gratuity and pension benefits, it's a big concern, just like Chief Braid said. And Braid said, it seems as if politics has come into this. Now, tell us, as the leader of pensioners in University, do you also express the fears that as we get closer and closer to the elections, which is just about 7 months, all of this may just stop?
Ordinarily, if you look at it, the timing, it points to, okay, it is because of politics. But I don't want to believe that. What I want to believe is they made a pronouncement, they have started, and the process is ongoing.
But are your people also buying into that pronouncement? Because we've had several pronouncements.
Yeah. We've had several pronouncements, but this other pronouncement has not been backed by action.
Okay.
The other ones,
okay,
there used to be promises. But this one, the promise came, the process started, and we have seen 1 or 2 persons receive check backed up with cash. So I don't want it to look like political. That is why I'm.
But you believe it is political. You don't want to.
I don't want to. I don't want.
Okay.
I don't want.
You don't
I don't
want
want
to
to believe.
accept it.
I don't want to accept it that they are doing this because of politics.
Okay.
I just feel that God has intervened because we've been praying.
Yeah.
God has intervened, and it is this period. Unfortunately or fortunately, it coincided with the political period.
Yeah.
And so, my appeal is release more money into the system. If you release more money into the system, there are so many homes. Shegun, let me tell you, Rivers State is a civil service state. And so every community in the Rivers State has a pensioner. So if you pay this money and it gets, the economy of this state will grow. The economy of this state will grow. So that is what I'm appealing. Release more money.
Okay, Lucky, I'm going to read some messages that we are having, and because I would want you to respond to one of them. We just have less than 10 minutes on this particular segment. And Clever Sonny said, Wike was only scamming them because he was contesting for president. But my happiness is that 70% of the pensioners were part of those, were part of this Wike government today. And so, that's what he said here. Well, that's really very straight. And again, thank God, Ability Asiegbu said the civil servants in River State should commend Governor Wike for having them in their pension money that the former government refused to pay. And that's his point. Ejiro Isaac said, good morning. Why they take up local government? I was talking about when would they take up local government. And Ngerebo Monima Berak said, dear Shegun and Mr. Artie, good morning. Inside this beautiful morning, please, Pastor Shegun, ask your guests when we're local government. Of course, we've talked about local government, and we're hoping now we just have a voice note. We take this one voice note, and we might just take 1 or 2 other calls before we begin to wrap up this segment of the show. Hello, good morning, and thank you so much for joining us. This is Point Blank.
Hello, my name is Edward. I'm a pensioner too. The question about 5 million naira issue is not properly answered by the coordinator. The question that was asked is, those having above 5 million naira are not giving their checks. What is the reason for that? That is the question that somebody raised. So please, the coordinator should look into that issue. Thank you.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much. And we would again ask the coordinator that. Let's take this one. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us, Point Blank.
Good morning, the very distinguished Pastor Shegun. How are you doing this morning, sir?
I'm good, and good morning to you.
Yes, I remain Temple Okere, wishing you and your guests a fantastic weekend, sir.
Thank you, sir.
In as much as I'm concerned, the River State governor has done a lot in River State, and he has made the pronouncement. But this one, when this pronouncement was made, where I was much bothered is the committee that is going to be in charge of the disbursement of this fund. Because I have one or two persons, which I wouldn't even want to mention their name, that I know that have received their own money. But the truth is that the space in which money are being disbursed and the accreditation and the screening is being done is very low. And some of them that are crying foul, most of them, that the committees are demanding some kind of money, when I say shishi, as a result of inducement, which is not supposed to, come to play. But my passionate appeal is the governor should call the committee to order. The money is already there. And then, as much as I'm concerned, the River State Governor, Chief Barrister E.M.Wike, is a man that is so compassionate and has the interest of River people at heart. And he has, he's very much committed in making sure that the retirees get their own money. And those of them that have that benefit also get their own money. My uncle also, the children are even at the state of getting their cards, their checks, their disposal. But it is a council now that is the issue. So as far as I'm concerned, it is on top of the situation. But we should talk more on the committee. What the committee is doing is not right. The committee is sometimes trying to find their own pockets inside another person's farm. They cannot continue to farm in another person's farm. That is what the committee is doing. And everybody should condemn it. They should be sincere in their approach. So every party, every Dick and Harry that come there, they should, attend to them equally. This issue of bribery and corruption should be stopped. It's the committee that is delaying this process. The governor has stopped it. So we should talk on the committee. They should stop this nonsense. As far as I'm concerned. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. And that's opened up another point. And he said, look, the problem is coming from the committee. Could you clarify that to us, Atiloki?
When we are talking of committee, this process is anchored through the River State Pensions Board. The River State Pensions Board, the Office of the Head of Service, and Ministry of Finance, they are the people that are in charge of the process. And like people are talking about complaints, any complaint you have, go to the DG Pensions Board. Go to the DG Pensions Board.
But again, you as the leader, are you aware of all of this? And again, I mean, some of the snippets may have gotten to you that, yes, this particular committee is what is making it difficult.
I won't say the committee, they are making it difficult. It is the system that is making it difficult.
The system, and what do you define as the system?
What I've defined as the system is this filing, bringing filing, doing that is what is the problem. But the committee, it is not like, just like I said, by the time you enter into the Ministry of Justice conference room where they are doing this thing, you will see that the process is smooth. The process is smooth. Yeah. So I'm not blaming the committee because they are not doing anything to make the whole process difficult for people.
Okay, Mr. Lucky, I'm just going to take one more call, and after that, I would want you to respond to the question of the issue of 5 million and above, because one of the callers is not too happy with your response on that. But again, let's take this. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us. This is Point Blank. Okay, so we lost that call, unfortunately. So let's go back to the issue of 5 million naira, and let's see if this will come in. Good morning. Hello? Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Shegu.
Thank you for joining us, Point Blank.
Yes. Shegu, the question of 5 million naira, please, let him do justice to it, because the question that was raised was not about if they are paying 5 million naira and not paying the rest. The question was that for those whose gratuity is above 5 million naira are not giving check. Those who gratuity
they are not giving checks.
Naira, they are not giving checks. So they pay from 5 million naira below and don't pay from 5 million naira above. So let me answer that, please.
Okay, so let me just take again this one because we have more coming in. Hello, good morning. That line is pretty bad. So again, those 5 million and above are not given check. How correct is that?
Shegun, I have had it before, but as it is on air now, so I'm now in a position to now confront the Minister of Finance. Look, I was on air and the complaint of the people is anybody whose money is above 5 million naira you are not paying. I will take up that with the ministry. But like I said, there is nobody that has come to me, either to me or to any of us who are ESCO members, to complain that I am due, and because what I am supposed to be paid is above 5 million, I wasn't paid. I'm hearing it on air now, so I will take it up with them.
All right, so that's a promise, and those who are facing that allegation to contact the ESCO on that particular one. But again, as we begin to wind down this particular segment of the show, what are your fears as a leader of pensioners?
My fears as leader of the pensioners is that, based on the fact that the money that is released to the people that are handling this thing, the money is not enough. There is the fear that so many persons may not get paid. It is a fear. That is why I am appealing that government please release more money, because there is the issue of the death benefit. There's also the issue of gratuity. Mm-hmm. There is issue of initial pension arrears. Mm-hmm. That they've not addressed that. They have not addressed that. So what they are paying now is some persons have started receiving their death benefits, some persons have received their gratuity, but the issue of pension arrears is still there. It's still there. So my appeal to government is that they should release more money into this system, into the process.
All right, so Lucky Ati, we must thank you sincerely for coming to Point Blank to tell us what the process has been like, and if indeed the Rivers State government has been walking the talk. But again, this is one process that we will also follow through because we are interested as it concerns some of our elderly citizens who have served these states, and would hope that benefits should be paid to them. Once again, thank you, Lucky Ati.
Thank you very much, and the pensioners are happy for giving us this opportunity to discuss these pension matters. I want to appeal to pensioners. I'll continue to appeal to them that let us be patient with the system, while appealing to government also to make more funds available. They should make more funds available. We're thanking His Excellency for doing what he's doing. Thank you very much.
And thank you so much, Lokati. You're listening to Point Blank, coming to you from Super 93.3 FM Port Harcourt. Our next guest will be looking at something a bit critical. Recently, federal government declared emergency concerning oil theft in the Niger Delta.